Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Creative Differences podcast. I'm Dallas, and I kind of miss doing Fancast. It's been a minute.
I'm Colin, and there are too many actors in the world. We gotta stop making them.
Stop making actors?
Yes.
All right.
Some of them are produced in labs. You surely.
Fair.
I don't agree with any of that. And I'm Demi, and I can't wait for Gabby to get back. Welcome to another episode of the Creative Differences podcast, your one-stop shop for movie reviews, Fancast Fridays, Throwback Thursdays, and a number of other pop culture-related items. Today, we are doing a Fancast Friday for Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Speaking of Gabby, she's not here because she found out we're not doing the version with animals, and she stormed off. It just happened. She just walked out right now.
To be fair, we could be doing the version with animals. That's up to you guys.
We told her that. We were like, Gabby, you can cast the fox. I know you're into the fox. And she was like, no, I thought this was a across-the-board thing. We're not doing the animals. I'm leaving. And she walked out. It was very dramatic.
People just be going on the internet and telling lies.
I don't know who you're talking about. I've never
people
told a
know
lie.
that we're joking.
I'm not. That just happened.
Oh, my God.
Y'all saw it. Before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell everyone, because I just had a birthday and you didn't get me anything probably. So, this could be the gift. You helping my podcast grow. Also, Fancast Friday, in case you don't remember, go to YouTube because we got pictures of the people, the characters, maybe some animals. You'll find out. Head to YouTube. That's where you watch our Fancast.
And make sure you guys comment and let us know who you guys would fancast for your own Robin Hood movie. Whether it be a live-action remake of the animated version that Disney released or just your own adaptation of Robin Hood.
What she said.
Yeah. I mean, they are making a live-action.
Are they?
Disney is, yeah.
Wait, a live-action adaptation of their movie or of the Robin Hood story?
Of their movie.
Of the Fox movie?
Yes. Directed by Carlos Lopez Estrada.
Oh, dope. Wait, is it going to be like, quote-unquote live-action, like Lion King? Like
Yeah,
we're going to make
probably.
animals that look realistic?
Probably. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm assuming that's what they're doing.
That's going to be kind of weird because
Because it's their anthro?
yeah, they're anthro. They walk on.
I hate that for me. Don't want it.
All right, guys, let's get started with our first character, who is obviously Robin Hood, the legendary outlaw who steals from the rich and gives to the poor. His name has now become synonymous with heroic outlaws or rebelling against tyranny. Dallas, who you got?
All right, my Robin Hood. I was like, all right, I want somebody British.
Yeah.
Preferably black.
Yeah.
Because the story has been too white for too long. John Boyega.
I told you most of us would have had John Boyega. I told you most of us would have the same Robin.
Yeah, John Boyega. He's dope. He's just so dope. I want to see him in more things. I know he's in that movie about him robbing a bank or something. So shout out to him. He's still working. It's called Breaking.
Just came out.
Oh.
It looks like John Q, but with a bank instead of a hospital.
Yep, just came out
I
today.
don't know what John Q is, but okay.
It's okay. Denzel Washington movie.
I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah, John Q. But yeah, John Boyega's dope. You don't need me to explain it. So I won't.
Yes.
John
Well,
Boyega.
I also have John Boyega as my Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Because John Boyega is a fantastic actor. I've been a fan of his since I saw Attack the Block, I think a year before The Force Awakens came out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just phenomenal. He's great at all he does. I want to see him in more things. I loved him as Finn in Star Wars. I think Finn is a fantastic character, and I think John Boyega played him very, very well. I feel like he always plays his characters in a very, empathetic way.
Yeah.
And I think that works out here. Also, he's very charming.
He is.
And you need somebody who's going to be charming if you're going to play Robin Hood, because Robin Hood is just a naturally charismatic character. It's part of his, part of the swagger.
I think his off-screen personality makes me want this more. I watched him on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
And just the way he talks with Sean and everything like that. He was talking about a time that he was, I think, on Instagram or something. And, dirty wine and all that stuff, just dancing. And people were like, oh, how can you be doing this? You're a Star Wars actor, whatever.
I
He's like,
remember
shut up, man. Get your wines. And it's just so funny. That's Robin Hood.
I also just love how anti-Raylo he is. It makes me happy. So I love that for me. All right. Colin, what you got?
So here's the thing about Robin Hood. It's old, it's boring, it's been done. If you're gonna do it, you have to do something interesting.
Okay.
You can cast black people, that's cool, that helps, but goddamn it, you're still telling the same story. What you have to do is seek inspiration in unexpected places.
Colin,
I
what
like
the hell
where
is
this is
going on
going.
here?
Where are we going, Colin?
You know where this is going because I told you where this was going like a month ago. Here's the thing.
Oh,
Sometimes you see an adaptation of a story that's so good, you just figure, okay, well, there's more of that.
Okay.
You already hit the nail on the head that you can't get any better. This is the zenith of creativity.
Okay.
In that vein, my Robin Hood is King Vader.
Oh, you did it. You really did it. You went
he
for it.
made a version of Robin Hood that's just the best version of Robin Hood. His video, Robin Me, is incredible. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to do that because it's just good. I don't know what else to tell you. What?
I don't even think Robin Me is supposed to be Robin Hood.
It could be.
It's just about a dude getting robbed.
Listen. There's a whole band of people
Oh,
that are
man.
robbing a rich dude. It
That's
works
fair.
enough.
That's fair.
I mean, that's anybody that's robbing from rich people is just a Robin Hood story at that point.
There we go.
Colin, your fan cast is my favorite already.
Thank you.
I pick yours.
Dear God. All right. I had 2 choices because I knew that most of us were going to choose John Boyega.
Right.
So I made sure that I had an extra one
I
on
like that.
hand. I also made a rule for myself for this one, which was the rule I was supposed to make for myself for King Arthur, and then that didn't work out. So for this one, I specifically chose people of color from England for
I
this
respect that.
cast. So my other choice
But
is
to me,
What?
historical accuracy, they all have to be white. Black people didn't exist.
I saw Mr. Malcolm's list, and I think I just want to follow their example. So, my second choice is Jacob Scipio, who is most well known for Bad Boys for Life. He was supposed to be in the now not releasing Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved him in Bad Boys for Life. I just thought he was great, and I want to see him do more things, and WB just doesn't want to let that happen for some weird reason.
It's true.
But he's done a couple of other things since then, but Bad Boys for Life is mostly what I know him for. He seems like he'd be able to do like all the action stuff that you would need for like, you know, Robin does archery and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though his character is a bad guy in that movie, there's still something kind of appealing about him and like interesting and intriguing.
He got hands.
He do got hands.
He was whooping people in that movie.
He was. But yeah, Jacob Scipio. I just really want to see him do other things, and I was like, he's English, and I really loved watching him in Bad Boys for Life. So Jacob Scipio is my other choice for Robin Hood alongside John Boyega, who is also very fantastic
I forgot that he is English, Jacob Scipio.
because he does not play English people.
I think I've only seen him in Bad Boys for Life, and he's very not English in that movie.
Yeah, he's supposed to be from Mexico in that movie. All right, our next character is Maid Marian, Robin's lover and the heroine of Robin Hood's legend. She commands the respect of Robin's men and has been celebrated for her courage, independence, beauty, and loyalty. Dallas, who you got?
All right, so fun fact about me, I'm not super familiar with the Robin Hood story. I don't know much about it. I remember a fox, a bear, maybe a chicken.
It's literally just usually he steals from some people and he might almost overthrow a prince.
Right. Also keeps a wheat percentage, but I'm not greedy. I've seen Shrek. So yeah, when I don't know a whole lot about the character, sometimes I cast based on who else I've cast. Like, who do I want to see act with this person? I don't know a lot about Star Wars, but I remember this nigga John saying, "Hooray!" a lot.
That's mostly the third movie, but yeah.
Yes. that
No,
one.
it's not. It's also the first
I
one.
think the third one is where it really sticks out to me because that's when he's literally just watching her from like a football field away and screaming her name like she
Anyway.
can't hear you.
There's a lot of that.
The point is,
Yes. So when I left whatever Star Wars movie that was, my main memory was Ray. So I thought, let's put them together. Let's just give you your Ray. So it's Daisy Ridley because in addition to Ray, she's a really good actress.
She's
I like
wonderful.
her a lot. She's very pretty. They're the same age. So you know how I'm against age gaps.
not age gaps, but inappropriate
Let
age
the man be
gaps.
reductive.
Sorry. I thought it was implied. I'm against weird age gaps.
Nothing is implied, Dallas. Everything will be taken out of context for exactly what it is.
You're right. But yeah, I really like Daisy Ridley. She's great in those Star Wars movies. She's really good in Murder on the Train or whatever it's called.
That's not what it's called.
It's called
but
Murder
okay.
Train.
Yeah, Murder Train. Running the train and with murder.
Chaos Walking.
I like that one a lot. I like that movie more than most people because most people didn't see it. But
It's on Hulu.
nice. But yeah, Daisy Ridley's really dope. I like these two together. They didn't get together in Star Wars, right? That's not a thing that happened.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It was one of the better options that they had and did not choose, but you know.
Miscegenation.
Colin,
I'm gonna tell you guys the
choose?
thing that happens. I say a joke, and then Colin silently but viscerally reacts to it. And you guys can't see his reaction.
Except for in reaction videos.
Exactly. So I say a joke, and then there's just an awkward silence, but Colin is just
Silently screaming.
silently screaming internally.
One day we're gonna find a way where we can like film. all
Okay,
of
but
us.
why did she have to end up with like the Nazi though?
The war criminal? I don't know. What a horrible choice. We don't need to get into
Man
all that
hasn't
today.
washed his hair since he was born. Like,
Oh,
come
God.
on, you can do better.
No, I'm sure that Leia made him wash his hair. It was once he moved out that it just became a greasy mess.
There we go.
I can see that.
Jesus.
But yeah, Daisy Ridley's dope. John Boyega's dope. Let's see them act together in a thing that I'd probably be more interested in. She's my Maid Marian.
Daisy Ridley is also Auntie Raylo, and we love to see it. Colin, who do you have?
Man, she's a good actor. So my Maid Marian is Brandy Marie King, who plays the main female character in Robin Me. We're gonna keep coming back to this.
I was wondering what you were gonna do for
Everyone else?
everyone else.
So the answer was, what I did was I watched it, obviously,
Of course.
because duh.
Yeah.
But then it was like I looked at the description and it didn't have credits. So I was like, okay, how can I find this? King Vader had said, okay, it's on Instagram. So I looked on Instagram and that had a cast list. It didn't
Interesting.
have like names, but it said like starring these people. And so then I could match up faces to, okay, that's that person, that's that person.
You know what, Colin? I think this is the most research you've ever done for a fan cast.
I think it is.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. And I love it, and I respect the level of research you went in for this bit.
Yeah, you say bit, but this is just the best version of Robin Hood.
I'd watch it.
They just rock from side to side, pointing a gun at you.
Yeah, this would be arrows, I think, because, Robin Hood.
There we go,
Yeah. To me.
Lord of mercy. So my choice for Maid Marian is Natalie Emmanuel, most well known for Game of Thrones. I love her. She's fantastic. She has a movie coming out today that I'm super excited to see just because she's in it. I really like her. As I said about Marian, she is celebrated for her courage, independence, beauty, and loyalty. And I think those are things that describe the character of Missandei, who Natalie played on Game of Thrones, especially the loyalty part. She's super loyal to Daenerys throughout the entirety of the time that she's on the show. Natalie is such a great actress. She was really great in the TV series Four Weddings and a Funeral, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, I just think she would be like a really good love interest to bounce off of. I love her in the Fast and Furious movies, where she's not really a love interest to anybody, but there is like a hint of an edge to her. I think I would want my Marian to be very much like the animated Disney movies Marian, where she's not really so much a damsel in distress. I mean, she does find herself in those situations, but also she can kind of handle herself a little bit, and she doesn't shrink to the occasion. She will very much, argue and fight back, and she's stubborn, and she's somebody that Robin can bounce off of. And I think that Natalie Emmanuel can pull that off while also having the grace of being this love interest. But also, when I cast this a few years ago, I saw this art piece that somebody did where, oh my gosh, I don't know their name. However, I will have their name on the YouTube video so that you guys can see. And I think it's on the art piece that I will be posting as well. What this artist did was they did art pieces of different movies, and they put people of color in those movies.
Okay.
And so they did a Titanic piece where it was John Boyega and Natalie Emmanuel as Jack and Rose in Titanic.
It sounds much more interesting to me.
And it was such a nice art piece. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'd love to see them act opposite each other. So my fan cast is John Boyega and Natalie Emmanuel as Robin Hood and Maid Marian. Those are my reasons for choosing Natalie Emmanuel. She's gorgeous, and she's a fantastic actress.
True on both counts. From what I've seen. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
You don't, but you've seen her and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen her in at least one or two Fast and or Furious movies.
They're all Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
No, wait,
Well,
I thought...
not title-wise.
Yeah.
Not
Some are
title-wise,
Fast,
no.
some are Furious, some are both.
Yes. All right, next up. Next character. Little John, Robin's right-hand man and second in command of the Merry Men. He is ironically called Little John due to his giant frame. Also, the relationship is typically an enemies to friends sort of relationship, because they start off fighting each other, and then at the end of the fight, they're like, hey, you're really talented. Let's be homies instead.
Yeah.
Dallas,
Lil Jon.
who would you choose?
So, I knew Lil Jon is big and British. So I thought, who's big and British? Something you know about me, I really, really love The Gentleman, the movie.
Yes.
So I cast Chidi Ajufo, who plays Bunny, that big swole-ass black dude that hangs out with Charlie Hunnam in The Gentleman. He has this imposing, stoic, yet charming and friendly nature in that movie. He doesn't get a lot of lines, but anytime he's on screen, he has like the nicest smile when they rescue old girl from the trap house. And she's like, can I go home now? I was like, sure you can, darling. He'll also cut a pound of flesh off your body, literally, if his boss asks him to. So he is the quintessential ride or die. If you've seen Gentlemen, you know this dude is very large. I think he's 6'6" or 7, something like that. He's just great. He was really good in that movie. I hope to see him in more movies, including Robin Hood, playing Little John.
I have not seen that movie in so long. I really do need to rewatch
It's so
The Gentleman.
good. I rewatch it on a regular basis.
I don't think I've seen it since we saw it in theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen it like
to be
5
fair, that
times.
was like only a couple months before the quarantine started.
Yeah, 2020. What a time. And then it started like going from different streaming services. Right now, I think it's still on Netflix. It was on Apple for a bit, and it was on Netflix. And now people are posting like clips of it on Facebook because
Nice.
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing it in theaters and then running to catch the credits whenever I needed to go clean the theater.
Yeah.
But
Alexis Bush.
I don't think I've watched it all the way through since we saw it in theaters.
I
Which is
recommend
funny
everyone
because I
see
was
it.
the one who dragged you guys to go see it in theaters.
Yes, and it became my favorite movie of that year.
Colin, who would you choose for Lil Jon?
Oh, who we got?
All right. So I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his first name
Okay.
because I wasn't sure how to look it up, to be honest. His name is either like Jean Robert or Jean, maybe, depending if he's
Okay.
French. But he, in Robin Me, as this is all going back to, plays like one of the employees of the rich dude who like flips on him and then is, you know, trying to rob him. And he's a bigger dude, so I figured, you know what? Sure, we'll go with that.
Is it spelled like Jean, like blue jean?
Yes.
All right, I Googled it and I got a poker player. So
Yeah.
not him.
No.
But you know what? I agree with you.
Making these graphics is going to be so interesting.
Yeah, good luck.
You're gonna have to send her pictures. Oh, this dude. I've seen this dude. I know him. Robin Me. I
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah.
So silly. To me.
Oh, God. So my choice for Little John is Nonzo Anozie, who is most well known for Game of Thrones,
Ah.
Cinderella, Sweet Tooth, and a bunch of other stuff.
He's, I want to say Zarzo and Doxus.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also on Dracula as Renfair.
Oh, right, he's in
Renfield.
Sweet Tooth. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that
great in
dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's
I've
like
seen this dude.
6'6".
Oh, he's lovely.
He's
yeah.
large,
He's a
man.
very large man, and of course I was like, yeah, Lil Jon, of course, that fits perfect. He fits. He's also a really great actor. I loved him on, like, I think the first time I saw him was on Game of Thrones, in which he ends up betraying Daenerys Targaryen. I think it's funny because it's like, I got 2 Game of Thrones people, but neither of them have acted together at all because
Oh.
Missandei didn't show up until the season
Shit, didn't
after
I?
that. But yeah, I loved him in Cinderella, and he plays a good right-hand man in Cinderella as Prince Kit's, like, captain of the guard or something. Like, he's really good at kind of being that person. Same thing with playing Renfield in Dracula. He's Dracula's, like, second in charge. That's his right-hand man. He's really good with roles like that, while also being, like, this really big and kind of intimidating guy. But at the same time, it's like what Dallas said, being someone who you can believe is like friendly and joyful and kind of like the opposite of what you would expect with that intimidating stature.
Right.
He can play against that, but also still be really intimidating when necessary, because when Robin tells you like, yo, we riding out, like you got to be ready to ride out. And I think that he would play that really, really well. And he's done it before. So yeah, I have great faith that he would pull off playing Little John. It would be great. And he's, like I said, he's huge.
He's a large man. And now I know where I've seen him. He's in Guava Island.
Yes, he is.
he?
That short film that Gambino made. Yeah, he's the bad guy. Red Cargo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen this dude before. But I looked at that list and there was a bunch of note for me. So I was like, what is it? It was Guava Island.
Yeah. See, he's a huge threat, but he can also be a joyful person as well.
He's also in that Artemis Fowl movie, but we don't.
We won't talk about that one.
Did you watch that? I didn't watch it.
I did.
I tried to watch it with Kayla and she said, no.
I
Like,
watched it all the way through.
You turned it on and she was like, this is bad? Or you didn't even get that far?
She got like 10 minutes in. We talked about it
we
on the
got,
review.
I think a couple minutes and she was like,
Okay.
The thing is, though, he's really good in that movie. Like,
He seemed like he was going to be. He's
like-
Butler, right?
yeah, he's Butler. He
Yeah.
plays the character really well. Like, he plays the character how he probably should be playing the character. It's just that that movie is so not accurate to the book at all that whatever. All right, Sheriff of Nottingham. That's our next character. Robin's main antagonist. He's often an unjust tyrant who mistreats the people of Nottingham and unfairly taxes them. Dallas, who you got as I guess the Sheriff of Nottingham would be Robin's more direct primary antagonist.
Yeah, he's a cop.
Exact anti-cop. Here we are. ACAB.
Exactly. We're at the ACAB portion of the podcast.
You know?
So, he's a sheriff. He's a cops. What are cops? Villains. Who plays good villains? Mark Strong. Mark Strong is my Sheriff of Nottingham because look at this man. Look at his face. Picture it. If you're not watching the YouTube video, picture his face in your head. He looks like he could play a villainous cop. Like, he's so good at playing not just villains, to be honest, because he's really great in Kingsman. Like, one of my favorite parts about those movies. But he's just such a good actor. He can play imposing, menacing, American, British, sheriff, mobster, McLovin's dad in freaking Kick-Ass.
Mad scientist. Yeah, it's not a scientist in Shazam.
No, he's just, I don't know
Mad.
what he is.
He's
just
just
a
mad.
guy. He's just an angry man.
He's just mad.
The business person? I don't even.
I don't know.
He's
He's
mad
just a
in all
guy.
senses of the word.
Yeah. But anyway, he's really good. Every time I see Mark Strong, I'm impressed. Especially when he was singing John Denver in the second Kingsman movie. There's no reason for that in this movie. But, you know, if we can get him singing something British, whatever British people sing.
He can just be like
Queen?
walking
I
down
don't
the
know.
street, going to the next place, and singing under his breath as he's going.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know what British
think
people
the
say.
sheriff in the animated movie, actually, I think he sings a number of times just when he's like collecting taxes.
I can see that. I can see Mark Strong pulling that off.
Like, just like really antagonizingly, just like taunting them with the fact that he's like unjustly taxing them.
Yeah. He's a bad dude. Hey, Cap. Mark Strong, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else.
Colin, who you got?
Who you got?
I don't know why I'm even saying these names.
You have to
Alright.
respect the adaptation that you're making.
So my sheriff of Nottingham is Tonio Skitz, who plays the cop in Robin Me. So you can see the connection there.
That
He
makes
plays the
sense.
Cop.
Maybe that is a
Cop.
Robin Hood adaptation.
Well, I don't know because he ends up flipping real quick, I think.
Well, you know, it's a different,
It's a choice.
it's a different take. It's a creative,
It's based on.
creative license.
Listen, it's a Robin Hood take. It's the best Robin Hood take. There you go.
I don't think I agree with
Is
that
there-
at all.
Yes. Yeah, he plays
that-
the cop.
He looks familiar. I guess he's on Wild and Out. I keep seeing pictures of him in Wild and Out hats. Tonio Skitz. I love that you found all these names.
Yeah.
To me.
My choice is Dev Patel.
Interesting.
Okay.
He's a fantastic actor, just all the way around. I've yet to see him do a performance that was horrible at all. I think he usually plays like really, really good guys, and I think it would be fun to watch him like flip the script and play somebody who is very much just a villain. There's nothing likable about this guy at all. He unfairly taxes people. Like what? And he's a tyrant. Like, come on. But like I said, Dev Patel has so much range. He's such a fantastic actor. And I feel like when you put the beard on him, he definitely looks like he could be a villain.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, there's the Green Knight where, yes, in the Green Knight, he is... Gawain is a good guy. Like, he's not a horrible person.
Right.
But there are definitely things that he does that are not the greatest. So he can definitely play the more negative, flawed aspects of a person. So I think he would pull that off very well. I mean, also, he did play Zuko in the last Airbender movie that nobody talks about.
Ooh, forgot about that.
And the thing about that movie is I don't think anybody's performance is particularly awful. It's just a badly written movie. So that's not his fault.
Sometimes I think, is it worse as a movie or as an adaptation?
Both.
Like, I know you probably say both, but like, I feel like if that movie was not an adaptation of the show,
It'd be okay.
it wouldn't be as hated as it is. It'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, this isn't great, but it wouldn't make us angry.
It would be like you know how we use Letterboxd?
Mhm.
Like right now it's probably like a 1.
Okay,
If it wasn't based on anything, it'd probably be like a 2.5.
fair. Yeah, it's like you didn't take something and then
Make
saw
it
that.
worse.
Like you made a thing that wasn't great.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's good. He's good in everything.
Dev Patel's great.
I concur.
And the last character on our list is Prince John, who's kind of like the overall villain of everything. He's the younger brother of King Richard. He's desperate to usurp his brother and take on the role of king, usually with the sheriff's help. So he's like the puppet master kind of bad guy, whereas the sheriff is like, we gonna fight in these streets.
Exactly. He's the guy he's running things behind the scenes.
Yep. Dallas, who you got?
All right, so remember when I said I really like The Gentleman? Remember that, Colin?
I
Yes,
do.
I
Okay,
do.
cool.
You-
Got it.
It's
I'm
like
talking to
10 minutes ago.
myself. Yeah, okay. Henry Golding.
Ooh.
I picked Henry Golding because as charming as he seems to be in most things that he's in, he is such a scumbag in The Gentleman. And he does it so well to the point where I lose him in that movie because I watch, Crazy Rich Asians, insert rom-com here.
Or Snake Eyes.
I haven't seen Snake Eyes,
Oh.
but fair. And he just seems like such a charming, good-looking, nice guy. But then you watch The Gentleman, and he's entitled and slimy and British, because, it's Robin Hood, and he's British. And I just feel like all of that fits Prince John. Just the way that he has this level of, I want power, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do, and forget everybody else. I'm all about me. But like everyone in that movie, he has some great lines. He has some great moments. He's entertaining. Man, y'all gotta watch The Gentleman. It's really good.
I just haven't watched it in a long time. I agree with
I
you.
mean,
It's
like
a
y'all being
fantastic
the
movie.
audience.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you guys, the audience, should definitely watch The Gentleman. It's a lot of fun.
It's really good. But yeah, Henry Golding, he's my Prince John.
Solid.
I'm very excited to hear who Collins is.
Well, you know who mine is.
Tell the people, Colin.
My Prince John is Caleb City.
Hey!
Because he plays the rich guy getting robbed in Rob and Me. So it's like, he's the top of the thing. Of course, he's going to be Prince John.
I love it.
Yeah.
I hope he sees this.
Also, Caleb City is just great in general. So it's
He
like,
is.
you put him in anything, I'm going to be
And
more
so is
interested.
King Vader.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad you've done this.
Oh, yeah. The confrontation between the two of them would be incredible. The climax of that film,
Cinema.
the emotion.
Call Scorsese. We got a cinema on our hands.
It's too dark for him. He won't like it.
You're right. To me.
My Prince John is Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Ooh,
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, Chiwetel is a fantastic actor who is capable of playing both good but also playing very bad characters. I love watching him play villains. He's very good at it. The first one, I think the first movie I ever saw him in was probably Serenity.
Yeah.
Where
The Operative.
Yes, where he plays the operative. And the operative is one of my favorite villains.
He has a real, like, natural grace to him that I think would lend itself well.
Especially because
To
he's
being a
playing
prince.
royalty.
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, similar character to this, he played Scar in the live-action Lion King.
That he did.
Yeah, there's just something about him that I feel like he would bring a good malice and menace to this character, but
I can see
also
that.
play it with a calmness and, as Colin said, probably like a grace or like a more of a higher class elitism than you would get with somebody who's playing like a sheriff or anything like that. Like, he's a prince, he should have all these things. However, he shouldn't be as charming as his brother. And I think Chiwetel would be able to pull off not being quite so charming and just being somebody who's cold, who the people wouldn't like.
Right.
And I think that works really well for this character. So yeah, Chiwetel Ejiofor, he's a fantastic actor. He's really good at playing villains, really good with the bad guys. And I think he would pull that off splendidly. Before we move on to our next section, if we have one at all, I do have bonus castings because I love the story of Robin Hood.
Hey.
So my bonuses, first up, as Friar Tuck, I have Benedict Wong.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Friar Tuck is one of Robin's merry men. He is in the animated movie. If you've seen it, he's the Badger. You know, he's a friar, so obviously he's a priest, guys.
Right.
He's a priest. Next up, I have Louis Tan as Will Scarlet. Will Scarlet is one of Robin's merry men. He's the most skilled swordsman of the band. He's hot-headed, tempestuous, and a lover of fine clothes. He's typically identified by he likes wearing the color red quite a bit.
Makes sense. Is Scarlet his actual name, or they just call him that?
No, I
'Cause he's a blood?
think I think in the myths or the legends, Robin Hood gives him the last name Scarlet.
Oh.
Because I think
Alright.
he like killed his father or something. So
Ooh.
Robin's like, yeah, you're Scarlet now.
Wait, Robin killed his...
No, Will Scarlet killed his father.
Oh, he killed his own dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the most recent Robin Hood with Taron Egerton, he's played by Jamie Dornan.
That's who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will
I've seen that
Scarlet.
movie.
Yeah. Next up, for Alan Adale, I have Jessica Henwick because I was like, this needs more women. There's so many men. So I have Jessica Henwick playing the wandering bard who joins Robin's merry men. In the animated film, Alan Adale is the rooster, the one who sings throughout the
Yes.
ooda lolly, golly, what a day.
Uchi Wally Wally Uchi Bang Bang.
I love that character so much in
What,
the
Colin?
animated movie. It's a fantastic character. But yeah, Jessica Henwick, definitely. And then for King Richard the Lionheart, as I said, Prince John should not be as charming as his older brother. And it needs to be somebody who you could believe has gone off to war and has had to leave his kingdom behind to protect it and leave it in his brother's hands. Idris Elba.
That makes sense.
Yes, King Richard is a noble king, and in the animated film, he is Marian's uncle, and in most stories, he and John are her cousins.
All right.
Which still works out, because I was like, Natalie Emanuel, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Idris Elba being related is fine by me. Also, just out here grabbing the live-action Disney wildcat villains for
Oh, yeah.
the brothers.
What a category for that.
Yeah, I know, right? That was an accident. That was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I initially had Idris as the bad guy, as Prince John, and then I was like, no, he's a better King Richard.
Yeah, like Will Smith. King Richard, you get it, Colin?
Yeah.
Yes, I get it.
All right, cool.
It's the tennis movie.
Dallas, did you do your thing that you usually
I
do?
did
or no?
do my thing. I
Alright.
did the thing, but wait, there's more.
There's more.
It's the thing. Director, writer. Colin, do you remember me saying I like The Gentleman a lot?
Oh my God.
I love this.
Do you?
How would I not?
Okay, good. Just making sure.
This is
It's
beautiful.
Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie's my writer director for Robin Hood because one, I really like the gentleman. And 2, when I watched his King Arthur movie,
I love that
I looked
movie.
at his version of Arthur and I thought, I'm getting Robin Hood vibes, especially because, you know, when they was running through the streets and all that, going after, I guess the analog would maybe be cops, but kind of cops, kind of not. I just thought, I think Guy Ritchie make a really good Robin Hood movie. And then, you know, to me it was like, hey, let's fan cast a Robin Hood movie. Perfect. It all works out. But yeah, I like Guy Ritchie. I like everything I've seen from him except for Wrath of Man. But that's a pretty good percentage because I like everything else that he's made that I've seen.
It's really interesting because Arthur and Robin kind of have like inverse, I guess, story points, because Arthur grew up as, you know, like a regular commoner street kid who is then told, hey, you're king,
Right.
and just rises into that status.
Yeah.
Whereas Robin Hood is a lord.
Right. He was a rich boy, right?
He was a rich kid who goes on to just become a regular commoner, and it's like, yo, I'm about to steal from the rich and give to the poor. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, that's another reason why I like the idea of John Boyega for the role of Robin Hood. I felt like he could pull off the, I was once a lord, but now I'm just a regular dude.
I could definitely see that. But yeah, get you a director who could do both. I did. It's Guy Ritchie. I think that's the last thing we got to do, right?
That
Colin,
is.
did you have a director? Who directed Rob and Me? Is it King Vader?
I'm not. I think it was King Vader, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's fair. I feel like he did.
Give the man a feature.
I like yours the best. We finished. We did it.
We did it.
Fancasted for the first time in who knows how long.
I just want to say that my prediction was right, that most of us were going to have John Boyega, or that most of us were going to have
true.
the same Robin. That's
That
all
is
I
true.
wanted to be right about, and I was. So
Because John Boyega is fantastic. But yes, audience, thank you for listening to us Fancast again. Did you miss it? We missed it. I don't know if Colin did.
Colin probably didn't, but I did.
Yeah, enough of us missed it that I can say we missed it as a pluralization. Thank you, Crown Digital, Brandon and
Democracy rules.
Io. Exactly. Colin's outvoted.
What?
Thank you, Crown Digital, Brandon and Io, for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Demi, thank you for editing, putting us on YouTube, and being relatively patient, because I know you've been trying to do this Fancast for like 2 years.
Nah, it's been more like the last couple of months. Before that, I was just like, whatever. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yes, I love the patience.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, we've been trying to do since the beginning of the podcast, so I don't know when we're ever going to get that.
That's like, I don't know. It's like our detox at this point. Maybe it'll never happen. We'll find out.
It'll happen. We already did too much work.
Colin,
Me.
thank you for what you did, because that's fantastic. Robin
Anytime.
Me as Robin Hood. I love it. To be honest, I wasn't sure which of us was going to be the first person to put Caleb City in the Fancast,
Surprise.
but I'm very glad you did. Thank you for that.
Anytime.
Audience, let us know. What do you think of our picks? Who would you cast as these characters? Were you doing the animal version in your head? No? Were they humans?
That's a way to say that.
The
How would you
Yuffie
say it?
version.
Never mind. Anyway.
Also, do you think we should start killing off actors like Colin said in the beginning of the episode?
I don't think that's what he said.
Let us know in the comments or hit us on Twitter at y'all_different or Instagram and Tumblr at Creative Differences Podcast or Facebook.com/Creative Differences PC. Share your Robin Hood takes with me or talk to me about The Gentleman because I love that movie on Twitter and Instagram at King Named Simba.
Talk to me about King Vader and Caleb City, honestly. Like, if there's stuff of theirs I haven't seen, maybe there is, just recommend me stuff on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
You guys can come talk to me about why there are so many Robin Hood remakes or why the 1938 and the 1973 versions of Robin Hood are my favorites on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled DREEMI. Thanks again for joining us.
And if you would like to find Gabby and just find her very, very animal-centric version of this Fancast,
She's going to hate you for this.
she's on Twitter at YumYumYifYif.
She's super going to hate you for this.
That's her fault for not being here. Yeah, it's been different. Bye.
Bye.
Colin.
Yeah.
Question.
Uh-huh.
You're a furry. Are you attracted to Robin Hood Fox?
So here's the thing.
Oh,
The
God.
answer I'm going to give you is ultimately no, because I have no connection to the man. I've never seen the movie.
Gotcha.
I can
Unfortunate.
see how he would be like. I don't know. It's weird because like it's. If I just looked at the dude, I could be like, yeah, okay. But I, with no connection myself, I don't know. I guess I currently am not.
Okay, that's fair.
Audience, let us know if we need to do a Robin Hood reaction with Colin.
And specifically with Gabby.
There's no point if Gabby's not there.